I'm going to be taking my tote bag, and this is the book. Then yesterday, I suddenly decided to rewatch. I got goosebumps the moment it started. I have a very exciting update. Oh, this is so unsexy. I'm impressed by myself. Hey everyone, welcome back to a new reading vlog. It is Friday today, it's nearly the weekend. And I thought I would start a new vlog because I'm very excited about the book that I'm currently reading. And if you've been following my channel for a while, you may be very surprised that I finally picked up this book. Namely, The Priory of the Orange Tree, written by Samantha Shannon. This book has been on my TBR from the moment it was released. And I believe that was in 2019? Let me see. Yes, 2019. I immediately ordered it. It's the biggest freaking hardback I've ever seen in my life. And that is why I was very intimidated by it, because it's just very big. But a friend of mine told me, please just go and read it because it's really good and it's definitely not as difficult to get into as you may think. Like if you think of these big fancy books. So I thought, okay, I'm going to give it a try. And honestly, it's really freaking good. So I'm nearly 100 pages in. It is taking me a little bit of time, of course, to get to know all the characters and to remember who is who. However, it is so much easier to get into than from what I expected, so it is really good and I'm very excited to continue reading this. It is basically about this queen who must marry and get or like conceive a daughter in order to have an heir for her family line. And then we have like people who want to kill the queen, and then there's like kind of these conflicts between different parts in the fantasy world. It's very difficult to explain, honestly. There are so many people. When I started reading it, I constantly had this with me to see if I got the names right, like who is who. But in the back of the book there's also a really big list of all names and everyone who is in the book. But it is very good so far. I'm going to be taking this with me on the metro in a bit because I'm going to this party and I have to go back home to my parents, and I'm going to take it with me on the metro. So it will be like half my bag will be filled with this book. For real though. I'm going to be taking my tote bag, and this is the book. Oh well. Luckily I can leave it in the car. I don't have to take it with me to the actual party. So this is the physical book that I'm reading. Then I'm also listening to an audiobook called Me by Elton John. It is his memoir, and I'm very much into celebrity memoirs at the moment. Ever since I read I'm Glad My Mum Died by Jeanette McCurdy, which was so good and so heartbreaking and so interesting. So I'm just listening to some more celebrity memoirs. I've already listened to Viola Davis's one, and now it is time for Elton John. I really like Elton John. It's not like I'm an Elton John fan or anything, but I think he's just a very fascinating person. So I'm curious to learn more about his life. And it's narrated by, what's his name again? Taron Egerton, I believe? The guy who played Elton John in Rocketman. And he's such an amazing narrator. He's a very nice voice to listen to. So I think I'm like 15% of the way through that audiobook. So that one is very exciting as well. So those are the books I'm currently reading. I'll be going to the party in a bit, and I'll see you soon. Happy Sunday. I've got a few reading updates. First of all, I think I've listened to like 55% of the audiobook about Elton John, or by Elton John. It is so good and also just so funny and interesting. And like the people that he met, he wasn't even 30 and he was already like one of the most popular musicians like in America, and absolutely crazy how famous he was there. And then the people he met, like all these celebrities, and just like it's freaking crazy. It's so funny, and like the way he's narrating everything and just like telling everything, it's incredibly funny and interesting and tragic as well, absolutely. But just it's a really good audiobook. Then I'm also, I believe, on page 130 of The Priory of the Orange Tree, so I'm slowly working my way through that, but it is so good. But then yesterday I suddenly decided to rewatch The Lord of the Rings because I hadn't seen them in over, I think, nearly 3 years, which is insane. I don't know how long I managed to like not watch them. So I'm currently watching them, the extended editions of course, and I'm at the end of the Two Towers right now. I think I've got like an hour left, but that's nearing the end basically because they're so long. So I'm just going to finish watching this one, and then this afternoon I'm going to be hanging out with Michelle from Books Michelle. We're just going to go for a lovely walk and have a drink somewhere probably, because the weather is really nice again. And it honestly wise, I don't want to complain, because of course the weather is so lovely and, you know, with the sun, and it's great, but I'm kind of ready for autumn. And now it's again going to be like 27 to 29 degrees Celsius, which is so warm, and I'm just kind of done with the heat. I want to wear tights and boots and coats. I just love coats very much. So yeah, it's still going to be very hot this week, which is fine, but let me know in the comments if you are also excited for autumn, or if you would like it to be summer forever, because I personally am okay with summer just lasting a couple of weeks and then just right into autumn. But yeah, we'll have to wait a little longer. But I'm going to finish the Two Towers right now, and then I'll meet up with Michelle. Good morning. A quick update because my camera is like, the battery is running low. It's been a very exciting morning. It's Monday morning. Yesterday I read so much more from Priory of the Orange Tree. I'm on page 190. I read for like an hour and a half, something like that, and it was so great. Then this morning, it is literally 10 o'clock in the morning right now, but I already worked for like an hour and a half, and then I watched the first episode of House of the Dragon, the new HBO like Game of Thrones series, and I have to be honest, it was really good. I'm very excited, and I just hope that they're not going to mess this up, because it has so much potential. So this is basically all about the Targaryens, nearly 200 years before the events of Game of Thrones, and it was very good. I got goosebumps the moment it started, because you could just hear the music that they kind of used in Game of Thrones as well, and he tweaked it a bit. Oh, so good. So that was exciting. Okay, my battery is like empty right now. I'm going to get back to work, and I will give you some reading updates very soon. So it's time for a short little reading update. It is Thursday today. I have a very exciting weekend ahead. I will try to film a little bit, but first I want to show you where I'm at in Priory of the Orange Tree. Oh my goodness, I'm already over halfway through, and this is definitely very unusual for me to have read this much of such a big book in a week. I'm on page 445, and it is so good, and I'm just so into it. Like, you really get to know these characters, and just after like page 100 or so, you finally got to know, like, finally knew who everyone was. But now I'm so into it, so it's really good. Sometimes I'm reading it on this book, but it's so heavy, so sometimes I am reading it on my iPad because it's a bit easier. I haven't done my eye makeup yet because I'm going back home to my parents in a bit, because I'll be staying there until Sunday, because today and tomorrow night and then the Saturday night as well, there's a big festival that I go to every single year, and finally after like 2 years it can be hosted again because of COVID. So it's a festival that's all about like food and good music, and all these nice restaurants have their big food trucks, and just so much good food and wine, and I'm so excited because we haven't been. Like, the last time was in 2019. So it's been 3 years. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited, and the weather's going to be really good as well. So I'm so excited, but since it's super hot today, I haven't done my eye makeup yet because it will just like, so when I when I'm back home, I will just do it right before we go to the festival. I'll be going with one of my best friends, and then my parents will be going as well, and I will meet some more friends there, and I'm just very excited. It's been so long. I have a very exciting update. So I've been working on this for the past week or so because I really wanted to open up a second Etsy shop where I will be selling printables, so digital printables that you can download and then print at home. You can print them as many times as you... Oh wow. No, this is so unsexy. But basically, I've opened up a second Etsy shop where I am uploading planner printables and reading journal printables and like habit tracker printables because I just love using tracking things and planning everything. So I thought, this might be a nice idea. So basically what it is you buy it once, you receive a digital file that you can print out yourself, and you can print it out as many times as you like, and it's like for you forever basically. So I have uploaded around 8 listings right now. Maybe by the time this video is live there will be more, but right now there are around 8. So definitely check out the link in my description if you want to take a look. So I've got some habit trackers, some reading trackers, and some like daily and weekly planners, and I'm so excited to be designing more. I've already got so many ideas on what type of printables I can design, so if you have any ideas as well, definitely let me know in the comments. This is my reading update for now. Oh, by the way, I think I'm around 65% of the way through the audiobook by Elton John, which is still very good and very interesting, and also quite sad and tragic, and just he has been through quite a lot. I did not know that about Elton John, but it's very hot. I'm going to turn off my camera and like fan my face again because it is so warm and everything is sweaty. I'm not going to be bringing my camera with me, but I will try to just film a few clips here and there when I'm back home again, and probably do some work as well. Okay, I'll see you soon. Happy Monday! I have got some reading updates. First of all, my weekend was so much fun. As you saw, I went to the festival. I had so much good food. There was so much fun music, and I don't know, I just had a really amazing time. It was 3 days, and finally after 3 years we could go again. So that was a very exciting week. And then during the day when I was at home at my parents', I decided to just read a lot, and I managed to finish The Priory of the Orange Tree. I think I read it in like 10 days. It's been a long time since I've read 800 pages in 10 days. Yesterday on Sunday, I think I read like 250 pages in one sitting, or nearly one sitting. I'm impressed by myself because, I don't know, I feel like I'm really in a very good reading mood right now. And I really enjoyed this book. I think I'm going to give it like 4.25 out of 5 stars. It is definitely a very solid fantasy. I love, you know, getting to know all of these characters, and just the entire story was very epic and very well, you know, well written and well thought of. The reason why I didn't give it 5 stars is because I felt that the ending and just the entire, you know, climax of the book was a little bit anticlimactic, if I have to be honest. I don't know, I felt like it was missing something and it went by quite fast, so I didn't really expect that, especially because it's so big. So I think, in my opinion, it could have been shorter. And even though like all the characters, I really love them and it was really nice getting to know them, I just don't think I really felt that much of an emotional connection to them. It's just, I didn't feel as much for the characters as I do, or as I did in some other books. But nevertheless, it was still a very, very good one, and I'm definitely going to be reading the prequel when it is released. So I'm very happy that after, I don't know how many years it's been on my shelf, I finally read it. Yes! And I'm very much in a big fantasy mood right now, so I think I might start another fantasy book after this, but I still have to think about which one. But yeah, this was my reading vlog for this week. I really hope you liked it. This morning I actually watched the second episode of House of the Dragon together with Sabine from Sabine's Book Nook. She had to go back home via Rotterdam. She was like, shall we just watch the second episode together? So we did. It was a very good episode. It was just a bit slow, but I think that's always the case with Game of Thrones shows, you know, always this build up to like episode 8 and 9. So we'll see what's going to happen, but I'm very intrigued by this show right now. Let me know in the comments if you have watched House of the Dragon as well, if you're watching it. Okay, thank you so much for watching. I really hope you like this vlog, and if you like this video but you don't know what to comment, comment a dragon emoji, because there's so many dragons. House of the Dragon and the Priory of the Orange Tree, which is full of dragons. Again, thanks so much for watching. I hope you're having a beautiful day, and I will see you in my next video.